So I'm doing is I'm coining and creating a new genre of music where I don't even want to be in the same category with those freaks and rats and weirdos. I don't respect none of them. I don't want to be mentioned with them. I don't want to do interviews talking about them. I want to act like it never happened. And I'm glad that the music industry is being exposed. You know, a few months ago, everybody was praising Young Thug. They were saying, this guy stood tall. He didn't tell nobody. Yesterday, some video went viral. This guy talking to the police for over an hour. So for the last, I don't know how many years, people have been talking about how real this guy was, and he's a blood, and he's a gangster, and he's a rat. He's a rat. And his company, you know who he was signed to? Leor Cohen. Leor Cohen spent millions and millions of dollars to put him in front of my children and your children and everybody watching his children. And it's a reason why. When you see these, they're intentional. What did he see in that kid to say, this is who I want to make a superstar? He saw something in him that he knew that little boys, little black boys and girls would attach themselves to and imitate. When Young Thug came out, this guy was wearing dresses, throwing gang signs, disrespecting legends, all at the same time. And motherfuckers was talking about, yo, he real though. He's real in the streets. He's a real rat. And now he's got millions and millions of followers. He's influenced all these kids are sounding like him. Kids are mimicking him.
I don't even know who.
You don't, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the millions of people that watch his show. And the children were singing these songs over and over. Even me. He had a project with Rich Gang. He had a project with Rich Homie Quan, who recently passed away from drug overdose. That's another thing. Music propagating how cool drugs are. I'll never forget when I first signed my deal, bro. We was running around. I'm running around with Young Jeezy. I'm in the club every night with champagne. And one day it hit me. I'll never forget it. I was in Atlanta at the W Hotel. And I was like feeling like a little drunk or something. And I was like, I don't even like champagne. Why am I doing this shit? Because it just felt like it was part of the uniform. Like it was almost like if you didn't have a bottle of champagne, you was a lame. Right. So I usually like get the bottle, maybe take 2 sips, and then I start realizing, man, I drunk half that bottle. Then I'm like, then I drunk the whole bottle. Then I'm like, yo, I drunk like every day this week. And then I'm like, I drink now, and I don't even like this shit. So my thing is, on that note, I think the music industry is evil. I think it's cowardly. And I'm proud to be somebody that can, you know, Allah has put me in a position where now I have a vision and a plan to gracefully get away from it. Because, you know, for years people say, when you gonna stop doing music? When you gonna stop doing music?
Now, and what I want people like you to do, I do believe, fuel the hatred, fuel the back and forth. Like, look what happened between East and West Coast for almost 20 years.
Yeah, you know,
we were hating people on the other side.
But you know who started that though, right? People got to look into that.
So what I'm saying is, and what does that do? That stops black people from uniting coast to coast.
Right, and people died, bro. Guess who didn't die? I can guarantee you,
the people that fueled it.
Yep, no Jewish people died from the East Coast, West Coast beef that they propagated. Because when the Vibe magazine did that cover, East versus West, I know for a fact no black guy owned it. No black guy was the final say on that magazine coming out.